Hey, sales leaders. I'm Gary Braun with Pivotal Advisors, and this is the second video in a series around coaching. In the first video, we talked about there's all kinds of coaching. We can coach deals, we can coach specific sales skills, we can coach about performance, we can coach about career. Today, we're going to dig into deal coaching. And here's what I found. Deal coaching is really helping your salespeople land deals, right? You're helping them generate revenue. And there's various kinds of sales. We could be selling directly to an end user. We could be selling through channels or partners. They could have a deal where there's 5 decision makers on the other end and we got to navigate our way through that. Or we could be selling to a person. We could be selling to a C-level or a business unit owner. We could be talking to a purchasing agent. So there's all kinds of sales. Today, what I want to talk about is the ones that really involve a strategy. How do we win? How do we position ourselves? We have to understand who the stakeholders are, who they are, what they care about, where we stand with each. I want to understand the requirements of the customer. What are they looking for? I want to know what their buying criteria is. I want to know how our solution is positioned or differentiated from somebody else. I think about where do we need to be on price? How do we overcome objections? Getting commitments, closing. Those are all parts of the deal. And what I found dealing with hundreds of sales leaders is you're pretty good at that. You know how to do that. But can you teach it? That's where I see things fall off a lot, because I'll see a salesperson come and say, "Boss, I got this deal." And we look at it, we ask a couple of questions and go, "Good news, here's what we're going to do. Go do this." That's not coaching. That is telling. That is directing. And that's not what we want to do. I want you to ask yourself, when somebody comes to you about a big deal and you want to help them, who comes up with the approach? If it's you and they can just go execute, you might be winning business, but it should be you help them come up with that. Because why? They get better. They become more self-sufficient, and you don't have to be in the middle of every deal. If all of your people on your team were really good at strategy on these deals and they didn't have to have you in there, you just freed up a lot of time. You can go start executing your next strategy. That's your goal. So if you want to be a good coach, I want you to be really good at asking questions to lead them to the answer. There's common questions about who are the decision makers, but I want you to dig deeper. How do you know they're the decision makers? Who else is there? Who do they report to? I used to get on the board with my reps and sketch out a mini org chart and say, so this person reports to this person. Is that right? How do we know that? Have we talked to all these people? How do you know where we stand with these people? Is anybody in our court? Is anybody not in our court? I want them to come to the conclusions of, wow, I got a hole here. I don't know who reports to that and everything else. And when they start doing that and you go through this exercise a few times, they get in the habit of learning that stuff. I want you to ask them, what is the prospect's buying criteria? How are they going to make their decision? Not just who, but what criteria are they using? Are they just on price? Are they on convenience? Are they on quality? What is it? How do you know that? What questions can you ask to your prospect to find out what that is? When we get good at asking the questions and not giving the answers and leading them to a solution where they feel really confident about the strategy, that's good deal coaching. When they're doing it well, compliment them. That's great. I really love how you learned that. You did a really good job figuring this out. You're positioned well. When they have a gap or they don't have the right answer, don't be punitive, because you will not get invited to help on these deals anymore. When they have a gap, say, okay, looks like we have a gap here. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to find out what the criteria is? What are you going to do to find out who those other decision makers might be? Again, this is coaching. This is not telling. This is not directing. Work on this. This is a really hard skill. You know the answers. You want to jump in there. You want to give them the answer really fast. It is quicker. It's not as effective in the long term. If you want to see more videos like this, go to our channel on YouTube and look for Pivotal Advisors. If you want to learn more about us, go to our website at pivotadvisors.com. Either way, we'd love to talk to you, and we'd love to have more conversations along these lines. Thanks for watching.